All right, day 3 for us at the National was Friday, and it was by far the most eventful. We spent, Cajun Jr. and I spent the longest time at the National on Friday. We had a couple of objectives regarding some of my cards. I got a chance to look at 46 of my best and brightest, some of my my MJ cards that I had some plans for at the National that fell through, but I got a chance to get those at the Fanatics Collect booth on Wednesday. I had them back in my hands on Friday. I got to shoot some good content. I'm going to put up some nice, cool little YouTube shorts, little reels to music, just to some great cards that many of which I never got a chance to see in hand. So it was really good to get that, get those cards in hand. I was at the Fanatics booth. They gave me a little separate area with a nice couch. Their carpet was succulent and delicious, to say the least, for somebody with achy knees of 50 years of playing basketball on concrete. It rendered my knees brittle and bony. So when I get to the Fanatics Collect booth, it's like you know, paradise. It's like an oasis for my knees. And so I got to sprawl out. You know, it was a great conversation piece because people would walk by, they'd recognize me, they'd say, "What are you looking at?" I was like, "Well, here's some of my cards I never get to see." You know, that's the downside of vaulting. Like I always call it like it is. There's some great things about vaulting your cards, and there's some, you know, not so great things about vaulting your cards. All in all, that's my pathway. And so when I have an opportunity for my people and my folks at Fanatics Collect to bring the cards to me in Cleveland, I was like, you know what, let's take this opportunity. So I shot some great footage, so you guys will see some YouTube reels, some shorts, whatever you want to call them, shorts I guess, coming over the next 30 days. We'll put that stuff out there. We'll set it to some cool music. I'm taking requests, so whatever music you want, I'll attach some songs on it. It's just got to be clean, you know, and I'm not sure I can use anybody's music. I don't know how YouTube monetization works. I don't want to get any copyright infringement, so I don't know if I can use any music I want, but you'll get some of that. But anyway, getting back to day 5 at the National, I had to run some errands for some friends who had left the show already to fly back to Louisiana. So I had that on the agenda. I had some recording to do with Double A Big Ball, who's a local breaker here in well, they're in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So I had some stuff to do with him. I got a great opportunity to stop by the Card Ladder booth. I had not seen Josh and Chris and Christina from Card Ladder yet. Of course, when I got there, Josh and Chris were sleeping or doing who knows what. Christina was doing all the work, which was not really work at all. She was just sitting there chatting with people, which she's quite good at. So she gave us some sustenance in the form of some granola bars and some, you know, a little breakfast bar for Cajun Jr. to keep him alive. And I stole a Card Ladder sticker, stuck it on my Zion case, and then she gave us some fancy Card Ladder chargers as well for our phone. But I got a great chance to chat with her. And then, of course, a legend in the hobby, Carvin Chung. Got a chance to talk to Carvin and really just listen. Just kind of asked him a couple of questions about modern versus the good old days. And, of course, that was, you know, that was fuel that got his engine going. So he chatted with me for a good 20 minutes. So that was a pleasure and a privilege as well. Got to chat with the folks at Mike Baker, you know, about maybe doing some stuff in the near future with those guys and those Mike Baker, in those NBA stickers that they've got that are kind of gaining traction in the hobby. What else did we do on Friday? I did not buy any cards on Friday. Actually, that's not true. I bought a couple of raw cards, some little tiny baby raw cards, no important cards. Remember, I blew my budget on that first day. So it was really all about shaking hands and chatting with people. I got a chance. I ran into the great Josh Adams with Midwest Vintage. I ran into Chrissy Buckets, one of the best collectors in the business out there as well, and a friend of mine. So I got a chance to chat with him for a good long while. The big deal on Friday after the event Thursday with Acquire. I don't know if I've talked about this on a video yet or not. That was just an eye-popping, fascinating privilege to sit in the room with some of the best collectors in the hobby. That was Thursday night. I don't know if I did talk about this, but Jesse and Brock with Acquire, you know, kindly invited me and let Cajun Jr. tag along to an event in downtown Cleveland at a place called The Loft, and it was just a who's who of absolute monsters in the hobby. I mean, guys, you know, High Speed Card Chase, Dave was there, VTV Jojo was there, who I finally got to meet in person. I got to meet his friends, Mike and Joaquin. That was awesome. We got to chat Jordan cards. We got to look at some great cards. Of course, Josh Dawson was there flashing a bunch of his cards, which, you know, put everybody back in their seat and kind of humbled everybody. My two guys, Robbie and Steve Davis from Louisiana, were there. My son was there. And just a bunch of great people. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. All the folks from Acquire, a lot of the Fanatics guys were there, since Jesse used to be at PWCC in a former life, right? Before he started Acquire. The food was great, the drinks were great, and we stayed till about 10 o'clock Thursday night. Of course, some guys stayed till the wee hours in the morning, which is not on my bingo card ever, because hotel beds, lack of sleep, and then going to the show on Friday for 4 or 5 hours was not probably a good plan. So we came back. I did run into, I was very excited to run into baseball card investor, collector, dealer Chris Sewell and the Snowman in the lobby, along with the great Jeremy Lee of Sports Cards Live fame. And so it was really fun to sit down there and chat with those guys as well in the hotel bar area when we got back from the Acquire event. And then Friday, you know, like I said, that's what we accomplished on Friday. I also got to see Andy Albert with Indy B-Ball Exchange, who's a great friend and an amazing Jordan collector. He was coming off picking up a really big card as well that he got a chance to share with me at the National. And he said they set records. He said they set an all-time one-day record on, this was Thursday at the National, an all-time record on a Thursday at the Cleveland National. So if that's not a good sign for the hobby, I don't know what is. But generally speaking, just a great people, the positivity, and you know, guys, I'm a generally pretty positive person. I'm not going to blow smoke, but yeah, I try to see the positives in everything. And everybody that I talk to, the vibe in Atlantic City, the vibe in Chicago, and I'm talking about logistics and parking and the showroom floor and all that stuff. I'm just talking about the vibe, the perception amongst the collectors and the patrons. It went up from Atlantic City to Chicago. It went up from Chicago to Cleveland, and that was the general consensus that, yes, this was not a perfect show. This was not a perfect Thursday and Friday. But the feeling and the confidence in the direction that the hobby was moving, all things considered, was overwhelmingly positive. And then, of course, the best thing about Friday, and I'll wrap it up and end it on this in about 10 minutes, was getting to spend Friday evening at an invitation PSA dining event at, I think it was called Truss, which was a rooftop restaurant overlooking the river and the downtown skyline of Cleveland. It was really cool. It was great food. It was great drinks. It was amazing people. I got to sit at the table with, you know, probably 3 of my best friends in the hobby, along with my son, and then Mike Cummings with PSA, who's an all-around great dude, who I've gotten a chance to know over the last couple of years, and hopefully maybe there's some deals to be done with collectors. We'll see. I'm going to try my best. There's some conditions, but I'm going to try my best, you know, to beg for some sponsorship money, some affiliate partner money with PSA collectors, because you guys know when I grade with PSA, and so maybe we can get something done there. But that event was incredible. You know, we sat down at our table. Everybody had a box at their place on the table, and when you opened the box, it was a Dominique Wilkins card in a slab. It wasn't numbered. It wasn't numerical graded. They were all graded authentic. They were all Dominique Wilkins cards. Every card was inscribed, and I think there was 300 place settings, 100 Dominique Wilkins autographed inscription cards, and I was lucky enough to open the box with one of the Dominique Wilkins autographed inscriptions, and so that was a privilege. Now, I will be honest with you, when we opened it, we're like, oh, we're at the Dominique Wilkins table, and of course, you know, you've got 6, 7 Jordan collectors at my table. We're looking around in different directions, like, is there a Michael Jordan table? Or is there, you know, is there a Shaq or a Kobe table? Nick is great, don't get me wrong, Nick is the man, right? But we're looking around like, damn, did we sit at the Dominique table? It could have been worse. If it was an Isaiah Thomas table, I'd have walked out of the place, right? We'd have left, right then. You know, keep your food, PSA. This is a funny prank you played, but I'm not sitting anywhere near Isaiah Thomas or his cards. I'm just kidding. You know I love you guys, you Detroit Pistons fans. Shout out Ryan Scott in the great state of Louisiana. But it was all Dominique Wilkins, and then we, you know, reached behind, you know, look behind us, is like, what did y'all get? And they're like, we got Dominique Wilkins. And so we were like, that's odd, you know. And then about 10 minutes later, a gentleman from PSA, one of their reps, got on the mic and is like, look, we've got a surprise for you guys. Dominique is here. And so they brought Dominique Wilkins out, class act, always a class act. He did some question and answer. He helped hand out some of the PSA set registry awards. And one of the ironic things was, one of the awards was Best Soccer Set of the Year. And it was a set that I have, and I don't have it in the registry, but the soccer set of the year was the 2014 first year Prism World Cup set in PSA 10. I just put that set together. I have that set. And so it was really funny when I saw that on there. And of course, the collector of the year was a very good friend of mine, and an all-around gentleman with some Louisiana ties as well, Brady Hill, who's a wealth of knowledge and has probably, next to Nat, the greatest collection that I've ever seen. And I know some really great collectors. But Brady Hill's collection transcends just basketball cards, of course. Baseball, basketball, football cards, memorabilia, insane memorabilia. One of the greatest comic book collections in the world. Like, his collection is truly museum worthy. And so Brady was recognized as a, and I didn't get a long time to talk to him because everybody was talking to him, but he was recognized as the collector of the year, which is a pretty damn big award. Of course, that is also who bought, and now I can share his identity, he bought my PMG Red set, and they specifically mentioned that Brady had put together the PMG Red set. And so I was like, well, can I get an asterisk or a footnote? I mean, I gave him 95, you know, of his cards. I feel like, you know, he should have given a speech and at least, you know, called out Cajun Cardboard from the great state of Louisiana, but no such luck. He didn't get the chance to give a speech, but it was cool that they all got to go up there and shake hands with Neek and then get their award from Dominique. And that was pretty much it. Oh, I will say, at the end of the event, as the event was winding down, everybody there got 3 packs of cards. And if you pulled a and these were, I got a 92 Stadium Club, 92 Stadium Club pack. So there was a chance I could have pulled a Bean Team out of there. So I thought that was a really cool touch by PSA to add a little random nature to it and stuff like that. But if you pulled a Dominique Wilkins card out of the packs, you could go up there and chat with Dominique and get that card autographed as well. And so I've got some really cool video footage I'm going to share with you when I get back about that. A friend of mine, you know, put 2 cards in front of Dominique. And of course, he's a huge star collector. His name's Dave. He's one of the greatest star collectors in the world and has the 2 best Jordan, you know, Star 101 PSA 9s. There's only 3 in the world. He's got 2 of them. And so he put, you know, he showed Dominique, he's like, which one of these is your rookie card? And you'll see the video when we get back to Louisiana. But, of course, Dominique said that one, and he pointed to the star, and, you know, and I'm like, well, you might have bribed him. I don't know what he did. But he chose the star card because it was earlier, of course. But let me get 5 minutes in a room with Dominique, and I'll explain to him why his 86 Fleer is his true rookie card. And I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to get into that debate, right? I don't want that vitriol from the star folks. Both cards are fantastic. But that's it. That's what our Friday consisted of. And then, you know, Cajun Jr. and I went back to the hotel and we freaking crashed. And here we are on Saturday. So that's it, guys. That is day 3 at the National in a nutshell. Let's see. Day 3 of the National. That was our Friday at the National. So thanks, guys, for tagging along with me. I really, honestly, I wish I was better at the, you know, click and record and recording conversations. I did a little bit of that, but it just doesn't feel right. That's not really how I operate. You know, when I see a friend or somebody, you know, that I haven't had a chance to meet, or somebody comes up to me and introduces themselves and says they love the channel. And when I tell you it happened 100 times, just like I told people before I left for Ohio, I said, if you see me, I want you to stop me and introduce yourself. I want to know more. 100 times I am telling you guys that happened, which was A, very flattering, and B, super, super rewarding to get to meet so many of you guys out there that do watch the channel. You guys know who you are. You know, if it was X at Atlantic City who recognized me and pulled me to the side and talked to me. It was 2X in Chicago. It was 4X in Cleveland. And so hopefully that means the channel's becoming more legitimate. I'm doing something right. I'm trying to contribute to the hobby in a positive way. And if feedback from people at the show is any indication, I'm doing something right. I'm pushing in the right direction, and you've got my pledge. I'm going to continue to try to do that and do it better in a transparent, truthful, entertaining, and educating way. So that's it, guys. That's the recap for Friday at the National. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned. There's tons more National content to come. I will have a monster, you know, overall long form, because you know I do all my stuff long form, right? That's what she said. Early next week, putting all of it together and sharing some video and kind of narrating through it with you guys. I just haven't had a lot of chance to do it. And by the way, phones weren't working at the damn show, so it was very difficult to keep you guys apprised on an up-to-date basis of while I was at the show. So thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting. Stay positive in the hobby. I hope you have a great weekend, and peace.